So the first leg between Rangers and Bilbao finishes 0-0, despite the fact that Robin Proper was sent off in the first 12 minutes thanks to denying a goal-scoring opportunity for Inaki Williams. And then towards the end of the game, Rangers actually finished the game with 9 men on the park because of Dujon Sterling going off injured and the fact that Rangers had used all of their substitutions. Bilbao will be kicking themselves to play against 10 men for almost 90 minutes in the end, and then to play against 9 men for the last few minutes and not score a goal. And in that time, of course, missing a penalty as well. I thought they were really, really wasteful in front of goal tonight, to be fair. Rangers, it was always going to be difficult for them going forward. But with 10 men for most of the game, they didn't really create anything to trouble the Athletic Bilbao back line. A couple of headers from set pieces and stuff like that, but nothing concrete. Liam Kelly, despite the fact that obviously he'll grab the headlines for the penalty save, there was maybe only 2 other saves in the game that he had to be called into action for. But at the end of the day, he did his job. Jack Butland in recent weeks has not been doing his job, and he will be looking at that and thinking that he has some work to do to get back into the starting 11 at Rangers. I'd be very surprised to see Liam Kelly dropped for the game against Aberdeen at the weekend. It was a dogged performance from Rangers at the back. They were throwing bodies in the way. And Bilbao, really, like I said, really, really wasteful. Now, I don't rate Liam Kelly as well, but personally, I think he was a massive part of in his final season at Motherwell. Why Motherwell didn't get top 6 that season. They were one of the best teams going forward, but he was, statistically, if you go back and look at it, he was one of the worst goalkeepers in the league that season, if not the worst. So I was very surprised when he got signed at Rangers. I thought that's got to be like a Scott Bain at Celtic situation where you're just getting a Scotsman on the books to qualify for the European competitions. But fair play to him. He's come in tonight and he's saved a penalty and he's kept his team in the tie going into next week. But it's still obviously going to be very difficult for Rangers to go to Spain and get through the tie, particularly with both Robin Proper certainly missing the game through suspension. I don't know if the turnaround will come too quickly for Sterling, who was stretchered off as well, and of course Baylor Rice down injured. Nice to hear that there's nothing too serious with that, and it seemed to be more protocol than anything else to take him off. He was trying to sit up in the stretcher as well. They were telling him not to. It did take a long time, which is concerning, but he seemed to be okay. So in terms of the big talking points in the game, there was massive discussions, kind of perpetuated by Ali McCoist on commentary as well, I think, about the red card decision for Robin Proper. At the end of the day, it's clear to me that Inaki Williams was going to get an effort on goal, but with the way that Bilbao were in front of goal tonight, would he have put it in the back of the net? I don't know, but it's clear to me that he was going to get a shot away. Proper's taking him out. It doesn't matter how bad the challenge is. It's denying a clear goal scoring opportunity, and it's a red card every day of the week, unfortunately, for Rangers' point of view. In the end, it didn't impact them defensively, which is a positive to take into next week, but they will be missing a defender, which I think some Rangers fans might not be too disappointed to be missing, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. It did kind of restrict them from going forward tonight. I think they were sloppy at times, but not as sloppy as Bilbao were, particularly in the first half. Inaki Williams overhitting crosses, all sorts. He should have had assists and goals tonight. The forward that they had, number 21, missed a golden opportunity. He had chances as well. It reminds me of the Cyril Dessers, funny enough. And Nico Williams didn't seem the same Nico Williams that terrorised defences at the Euros either. It's a strange one, but Rangers do also break the hoodoo of 5 consecutive defeats at home. However, they still didn't win the game at home. So that's 6 games at Ibrox without a win in all competitions. They'll be hoping to change that very soon, of course. Next week's fixture is, of course, a massive one. I think Bilbao, if they don't go through this tie, will be massively, massively kicking themselves that they didn't take advantage of this. Getting to the penalty incident, as well. Really strange one, of course. They scored after a long ball over the top, which the guy was clearly onside from for the long ball, but then the rebound, he's offside. So I was wondering why it was taking so long for the check to take place. But it turned out that it hit Dujon Sterling in the hand. For me, yes, it's hit his hand and his arms outstretched, but he's got no clue where the ball is. So I think it is a bit of a harsh one and potentially justice done for the penalty save from Liam Kelly. But the penalty itself is poor. If you're going to put it down the middle, you've got to smash it down the middle, or it's just rolling it across the floor. It's a great height for him to get the foot to it. Poor from Bilbao's point of view. They were poor in front of goal all night, and if they don't go through the tie, I think they'll massively be kicking themselves, particularly since they are at home. I would still make them favourites, similar to the first leg against Fenerbahce. I felt like there was more to come from Fenerbahce, and then they took the initiative in the second leg. I think there's more to come from Bilbao, but it would be a reverse one where obviously they'll be picking up away from home instead of picking up at home instead of away from home. Sorry. That's going to do it though. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one.